Morning and welcome once again to our thought for the day. I want to read you this morning a verse from Ezekiel chapter 3, and it's verse 17, and it says this: Son of man, I have made thee a watchman under the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. This solemn word, when you think about them, give them warning from me. Hear the words from my mouth. And the little title I've given this morning is this: Men and Women of Responsibility. And if you know Christ, and if I know Christ, then we have a great responsibility to the people round about us of this time. What a position and what a responsibility, friends, is ours this morning, who know Christ as our own Saviour and Lord. Our text says, I have made thee a watchman. What is a watchman? Well, we read of watchmen in the Bible in many places. In Matthew, we are told that they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. There are many of examples of watchmen, friends. In our time, it may be that you'll pass a building site in the evening and you'll see men patrolling the site, and we call them night watchmen. They're watchmen of the night. But the watchmen of the Bible were much more important than these. Why? For they looked not after machinery, but they looked out for the lives of men and for women. The lives of whole cities were often in their hands. Also, when the army slept, the watchman would keep a lookout in case the enemy would come unexpectedly. There would often be watchmen all around the vineyards and the flocks and the crops, for all had to be watched and to be kept safe. Just like a sailor that you read of in history would keep a lookout from the crow's nest to make sure that they would not hit any icebergs, so the Bible tells of men who kept a lookout for invaders and for robbers and for enemies. The Bible watchman would go up to the top of a tower, sometimes 80 feet high, from which he could see from a long distance. And his duty was to keep awake. His duty was to keep awake. While others slept, these men would have to keep their eyes open and keep a sharp lookout. And if they spotted trouble, they must sound the alarm so that lives would be safe. God help us to be alert. God help us to be awake. God help us to be good watchmen of our time. A watchman, you see, was someone who could be trusted. And God has made you and me to watch and to pray for our land. God entrusts you and me to watch and pray for our land and the people of our land. For we're looking after men and women's souls, eternal souls. And there is nothing greater, nothing of more value than the soul. The Bible says, what shall a man profit if he gain the whole world but lose his own soul? And so we must sound the alarm as we see the enemy coming to rob, to steal, and to destroy. We must let people know that Christ is the answer to their every need, that only Christ can give life in all its fullness. God help us to be alert. Tomorrow morning, friends, we will see not only the responsibilities, but the reward of the faithful watchman. Be faithful. Keep your eyes, your spiritual eyes open. Be alert and let people know. Sound the alarm that the enemy is coming to rob them of that which Christ has prepared for them. God bless you, and I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow morning.